Happy scrapper, happy scrapper, happy scrapper, whoa. Get ready to watch a happy scrapper video. Happy scrapper, yeah, yeah, here we go.
Alrighty, happy scrappers, we've got another update on our fire truck project. We've got all the LED lights removed from it, including the brake light housings. These are aluminum. We're going to try to get those resold. We're going to be working on the ladders and stuff next. We have taken some of the doors off and been processing those for the aluminum that's on them. Show you some other things that we're looking at. These, well, caught a screw there, but these are solid aluminum. There is a little bit of steel here in this handle that will take off, or this locking mechanism will take off. And there's some stainless steel screws on it. There's still quite a bit of things that'll be sold directly. These steps are going to be sold. These fittings here on the end are yellow brass, or some of them may be red brass. But this is another thing you have to watch out for when you go to a scrap yard. Some scrap yards will pay you irony price because of the chrome plating on them, and that's something you really need to push back on, because the chrome plating is directly onto the brass. There's no steel or anything mixed with that. These valves off the rear fuel tank will get those taken off and get those moved on to somebody else. But basically what I wanted to talk to you about is the things that you can sell quickly off of a truck to get back your investment, basically. And that's what we've done with the lights and the sirens. There was no radios on the truck. The company had already taken those radios off, but there was a light there on that mount. On the bottom was an LED light, and we'll go across here to the front, and these are the bucket housings that the lights were in. Of course, the regular halogen bulbs there are not don't have much value, but some of these plastic pieces around the headlights, there may be a somebody restoring a truck or trying to keep a truck in service may be interested in those. We got those out. We still have the one siren speaker there to get taken out. This is a mount where the mechanical siren was mounted behind that grill. We've got all those off, and basically that paid for what we've got in the truck. Is what we sold, or the value of the LED emergency lights that was on the vehicle. I don't think I mentioned it on the last video, but we give $3,000 for the truck. It was a running, driving, pumping fire truck. We did do a fairly extensive amount of research on the truck just to see, what was the best thing to do for the truck. Any department that could have used it was either not willing to invest the additional money into having the body fixed on it, or there were some transportation issues. So really the scrapping of the truck was just like everything. I mentioned it multiple times. Scrap is the least value of anything that you can get, but as far as taking steel or your metal or whatever directly to a scrap yard. But this is kind of different. We're going to start talking about some things that you can do in the scrapping world that makes money, that's not only taking stuff straight to the scrap yard. And while we're talking about lights, in case you're looking at investing in a truck to scrap, I want to show you some different things in the lights and difference on the value. So let's look at the lights that came off of this truck. Okay, this is the tall. This is the long light bar that was on top of the cab of the truck. It is the newest style Wheeling Freedom 72-inch LED light bar. This has a retail value probably around $4,500 if you bought it new. Don't hold me to that, it's somewhere close to that. But on the used market, being red and white, this is about $1,000 for that bar. And what I'm going to do now is show you an older style light bar. Okay, this is sorry about the odd switch from in there to out here. No other way to edit that. This is an older style light bar, and the reason I wanted to show you the difference in the two, if you're going to go buy a truck for scrap, then you want to know, you know, compared to the other light bar in there, this light bar is nowhere near the same value. There will be a few things on this light bar that a collector may be interested in. The feet, you know, $20 or $25 for the pair of the feet. These flashing lights that are on the end, a collector would be interested in those. The domes, maybe, but you have such a hard time shipping those things and damage. The rotators on the inside are the newer style rotators, so you know, a fire department may want one of those to replace one that's in their light bar already, but usually most of the time if it gets to that point, they're looking to replace it anyway. So just because it has lights on it doesn't mean that they're going to return a whole lot of value. So you want to make sure that what you see on your truck is going to return your value. You don't want to invest something in that you only get $25 or $30 out of the lights because they're halogen or they're the older strobe versions that nobody's really using anymore. So let's look at the smaller lights that came off the truck now. Okay, some of the perimeter lights are the smaller lights that came off of the truck. We have these. That's a screw you hear on the inside of this. We have two of these Whelen L31 LED beacons. Now these have been on the market for several years, but they're still the latest technology as far as LED lighting, warning lights go. These probably are somewhere in the $200 range a piece, I would imagine, used. I'm going to set that there. I may be off a little bit on those, I'm not sure. The perimeter lighting, these are Whelen 600 series smart LED lights, made there in July of 2008. Used, they're somewhere between $50 and $75 a piece, and there was, let's see, either 8 or 10 of those on the truck. These were the turn signals. Again, they're about $45 to $50 a piece used. It's 2 on the front, 2 on the back. There was something similar to this as the brake lights are in another box. I'm not sure where I put those. And then there was 2 white emitting LED lights in the Smart Series too. They're somewhere in the $75 range. And the arrow stick here that you see on the back of fire trucks flashing, that's a Whelen arrow stick. I'm not sure what the model number is on it, but that's the Whelen control head that goes with it to control that, and that's somewhere in the $250 to $300 range. And finally, the probably the most expensive item as far as warning goes on that truck is this Federal Signal Q2B mechanical siren. On the used market, I've seen them anywhere $700 to $1,000. This one's probably going to be right at $1,000. It's a little bit dusty, but it's basically pristine. There's no dents or scratches or mars on it, so that's in really, really good shape. The truck also had a electronic siren on the inside of the truck. We've already taken it out and given it to a volunteer fire department. That siren itself is probably I'd say $100 to $150 for it. So that gives you an idea about the electronic devices on the truck that could help you get some of your money back before you even start into scrapping or selling some of the other parts. Alrighty, another couple things that we're going to look at here other than the lights that you can get off the truck that other companies will, other fire companies will be looking for, and even collectors too. This hail switch here that operates puts the pump in gear. It takes from the power off the truck to engage the pump to push water. Of course, the handles, the chrome-plated yellow brass handles in there can bring some money. This is a FireCom system here you see that runs off of information cable similar to a like a telephone wire, and it runs these headsets. I don't know if the whole system would be valuable to somebody, but the headsets, fire departments will be looking for those headsets. And even some of the trucks have I don't have one to show you on this truck, but what's called a Kuzma system that charges the truck, and it either plugs in, an area like this, or it may have a different. Look like this truck may have had one on it at one point in time. They took it off, but this what plugs into the fire station. It keeps the batteries charged, and it also keeps. It has a small compressor that keeps the air tank full for the air brake, so the truck will start and be ready to go immediately. And the last thing that it's easy to take off that would be of value is these gauges, the pump panel gauges. This is what's called a midship pump truck, so you actually stand up on the pump panel. Some trucks will have the pump panel on the side where you just stand up and look at it there. So basically that's the easy takeoff stuff, and the lights and sirens as far as that goes on the truck, and the value of that. So that's this episode, and we'll keep working on this truck. So hope you guys enjoy this. I know it's been a lot of fun so far for me, so I hope you guys like it too. And thanks for watching, and happy scrapping.